On a cold, windy night, somewhere in the Nevada desert, a courier lies unconscious in front of an open grave. A courier that would go on to decide the fate of the entire Mojave wasteland, bending or breaking every army that would step foot in it, defying death itself to ascend to glory. But not this time. This time the courier's luck really has run out. The man in the checkered suit standing above the courier pulls out his pistol, aims for the head, and pulls the trigger. And just for good measure, he pulls it again. On a cold, windy night, somewhere in the Nevada desert, a courier lies in a shallow grave. A strange robot shows up sometime later to dig up the unfortunate courier, but it's clear that this person lying in the ground is already dead. What will the consequences of this death be? Will the world change for the better or for the worse? Only time will tell. So the robot retreats back to his master unsuccessful. Shortly after, the first repercussion of the late courier's death is felt. The town of Goodsprings, of which the graveyard holding the courier belongs to, is confronted by a group of bandits calling themselves the Powder Gangers. The gang members are hunting for a caravan merchant that escaped from them, and as they try to search the town for him, some of the townfolk refuse to let them in. And as a result, the gang comes back in greater numbers, killing all the residents as punishment, leaving the town abandoned to the wasteland. These bandits that broke free from an NCR prison are only a small glimpse of what's to come. The New California Republic, or NCR, has been fighting an uphill battle ever since they moved into the region. One of the largest problems they've had to deal with is the Great Khans, a group of raiders originally from New California, coincidentally being one of the NCR's oldest foes. A group of Khans is currently holed up in the ruins of Boulder City. These Khans happen to be the very same ones that aided in the abduction and execution of the courier. Betrayed by the man in the checkered suit and backed into a corner, they're holding NCR soldiers as hostages while more troops surround them. It's clear time is running out. Eventually, orders come in for the troopers to push into the city and take down the Khans. With no other choice, the troopers rush the Khans. In the firefight that ensues, the NCR troopers manage to wipe out the Khans quickly, hopefully giving the unfortunate courier some peace in the next world. However, the NCR enter the building to find the hostages are also dead. From whom exactly, it's unclear. This kind of firefight is all too common as of late. In the last few years, the entire Mojave has turned into a stalemate between the NCR, the Legion, and Mr. House. The Legion is an army of slaves hell-bent on conquering to fuel its growth. This pitted them against the NCR, who share the same hunger, although hidden behind a thin mask of civility. Mr. House is the wild card. He controls Vegas through his Securitrons and is the one who employed the courier to deliver his platinum chip. A platinum chip that is now in the hands of his former protege, the man in the checkered suit, the man who murdered the courier, Benny. Of course, House can't let this stand. Whoever controls the chip controls the city, and the region as a whole. So to deal with this thorn in his side, House hires mercenaries to hunt down Benny. Now here is where you choose what happens. If you think Benny should escape with the platinum chip, click on the right. If you think House should recover the platinum chip, click on the left. If you can't decide which, I'd suggest the right side, as it covers more than the left, as there are events that will happen either way and I didn't want to just go through everything twice.